Anyone got sweet tickets for me tonight? See the Royals take on the Brewers out there at the K. 21-15, of course, in a good spot. And I'm looking for some sweet tickets. Anybody? Bueller?
Seth Lugo going for the Cy Young, potentially?
Who knows, man?
Former Met, right?
Yeah. Gosh, you got to love the way the season's played out. Suddenly, a lot more people are going to be asking for those sweet tickets, by the way, compared to 1 year ago when Deron McGee of the Jackson County Legislature was looking for sweet tickets. And he reached out to the Royals, and this piece put together by the Kansas City Star sent this email to Adam Sachs, team's chief legal counsel, and, of course, he CC'd on the email John Sherman's personal assistant and said, hey, can I get some sweet tickets for Saturday's game against the Dodgers? This was last June, as the Kansas City Star reported, and good job by the Star, actually, some Big J journalism going on here. And the Royals granted his request. I don't have any problem with the Royals here in all this, by the way. Deron McGee got his sweet tickets, and what he had to say about it to the Star is just comical. But he got his sweet tickets, and, of course, Deron McGee on the Jackson County Legislature is the guy who led the way a few months later to override Frank White and to get the 3/8 sales tax on the ballot. If the Royals were not going to county legislators and saying, hey, you guys want to sit in the suite? Hey, who wants 4 tickets in the suite here this weekend for the Dodgers game? Wink, wink, nod, nod. We'd love to have you out. Come on over. We'll take care of you. By the way, get us on the ballot next April. No, Deron McGee asked the Royals for suite tickets, and they gave him 4 suite tickets. And Deron McGee, technically, as a member of the legislature, I would argue, violated the county's ethics code, which limits personal gifts to no more than $25. Those guidelines are in place to guard against even the appearance of public officials having a conflict of interest in conducting business on behalf of the taxpayer. So the Kansas City Star reached out to Deron McGee about this in the last few days. And here's what he wrote back to them in an email. When you asked about the Royals tickets received from Adam Sachs, I struggle to recall the circumstances from 10 months ago. Suddenly he's got Joe Biden's memory. Suddenly Deron McGee is like, I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Never mind these sweet tickets I got. You must spend a lot of time in suites if you forget the time that you asked for sweet tickets and received them. Wow, it must be nice. I'm in the wrong line of work. I don't dispute that I received the tickets, but I can't recall using them. Oh, please. I mean, it might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night, Deron McGee. He really thinks that, the general public is a bunch of morons to believe this stuff. He goes on to say in this email to the Star when asked about these sweet tickets he got last year, I believe I had given them to a constituent, family member, or a friend. I have given such items as a courtesy to people in all these categories over the years. Most importantly, it was always my intent to pay for the tickets I received. Oh, please. Oh, spare me, please. Really? I don't think so.
I'm not worth your Red Lobster money?
Oh, Jesus. I don't think the Royals were worth his Red Lobster money, which is why he wanted free tickets to the suite. Oh, Jesus. He goes on the right here to the Kansas City Star. I expected to get a follow-up email or a call stating the cost. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you did. I never received this, and the matter slipped my mind. Those Jackson County legislators, they're so busy. They're working so hard on behalf of the taxpayer. They just kind of, get handed 4 sweet tickets and forget about it. Sheesh. He goes, I never received an invoice, and the matter slipped my mind. I have now paid for the tickets and trust this answers your question and resolves any concerns. No, the concerns are only worse. The concerns are worse because you think the taxpayer is dumb enough to believe any of this, that Deron McGee wrote back to the Kansas City Star. And good on the Star for actually pursuing something like this. Instead of writing dopey opinion pieces about how, Orange Man bad, or things of that ilk, or, reminding us about how some guy in Gardner was arrested on January 6th, 2021 at the Capitol. And, he went to the bathroom yesterday. They're actually doing real journalism here. I know it's kind of surprising, but good on them. It just makes Deron McGee look bad. And it makes you wonder what other conversations were had from county legislators who were advocating on behalf of the teams in recent weeks. To be clear, I'm not mad at the teams here. This is how business is done, right? They didn't outwardly try to bribe these people with tickets. But if somebody reached out and said, hey, can I get 4 sweet tickets? Sure. I'll rub your back. You brought it up. And, if you could rub ours in a few months to try to get this thing on the ballot for us in April of 24, that would be great. Okay, that happens all the time. But shame on the people that we elected, sad to say, to office, to use us, the taxpayer, us, the constituent, and use their power to leverage personal gifts like this. And you really believe that Deron McGee just forgot that he received tickets from the Royals and he was expecting an invoice and he never got the said invoice? And boy, now, don't worry, he paid it back. Do you really think Deron McGee would have ever paid back those sweet tickets if not for the Kansas City Star bringing this up? Hell no. Not a chance. Goes to show you, there was a lot of weird shenanigans going on throughout all this. And by the way, that wasn't the only thing that Deron McGee had to do with the Royals Chiefs side of the equation here. How about this? $260,000 the Royals spent on Freedom Inc., organization here in Kansas City. And 4 other campaign committees, 3 of which are tied to county legislator and Freedom Inc. board member Deron McGee for advertising and get out the vote efforts. Records show that $20,000 of that was contributed to 2 Deron McGee affiliated committees 2 days after the election. This thing just stinks to high heaven. And it's very clear that I believe, the very least, there was an ethics violation going on here. He was caught. Now, he's not being investigated right now by the Ethics, Human Relations, and Citizens Complaint Commission, which is the body that would make a criminal referral after conducting any investigation. As of at least Friday of last week, nobody has asked for one. But at the same time, this is the stuff that's got to be kept a very close eye on moving forward, because county legislators should have nothing to do and don't have anything to do with these stadiums when it comes to, oversight. That's what the Jackson County Sports Complex Authority is. They're the stadium's landlord, not the county government. And that authority has 5 board members. They're appointed by the governor, and they do have a suite at Arrowhead. Full transparency, I have been in that suite before. It's not the best suite in the house, but they do have a suite that sits about 46 people. And the board members can hand out those tickets as they see fit. But, this is not a situation where county legislators are allocated tickets in any way. They have no oversight. And the point of that was, just like in many ways the police department, to have this separation of powers. And when you see county legislators allegedly looking to abuse some of that power, this is exactly why having this county sports complex authority actually does make sense.